What went into the number change this year?
Back to my high school days. Yeah, 2 was the number that I started using when I first started playing football. So just want to get back in that mode.
Do you feel an onus to? You're already starting. You're already playing a lot. Really productive guy. But with Noah gone, do you feel an onus to be that much more of a on-field, not just leader, but the communication aspect of the linebacker position? Do you feel like that's on you now that much more?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. I'd for sure have to say, even with playing with Noah, I always seen myself as that leader, and even with him being gone, and new guys coming in, I feel like that's an even better opportunity for me to, be more vocal, lead by action, lead by example as well.
The front seven changes a lot of personnel, but your room specifically, what has Justin and Connor brought from, veteran guys, played a whole bunch before. Justin's coming off an injury, but what have they brought to the room?
I think Justin's brought like a lot of smartness and physicality so far. He's really proved to me that he can really ball. Especially coming in from Iowa. They had a good defense at Iowa as well. So, and then Connor too. I think those dudes are hand in hand, work together. Hard workers.
Looks like you bulked up a little bit this offseason. You put on weight. Do you know how much you put on?
Yeah, I think I put on about like 15 pounds right now. 15 pounds. So yeah, just trying to maintain right now.
How is that going to allow you to play differently than you did in the past?
Even more physical to my game. I say dominant in the run.
Are you just trying to maintain? Are you trying to add more weight before fall camp?
Right now, I'll probably just say maintain throughout spring practice, and then if we'll see how my weight is after spring ball, and then go from there.
Is it difficult? Is that hard to bulk up for you?
I wouldn't say a little bit, just a little bit. Me coming in as a safety, and then weight slowly going up year by year, but it's been a pretty easy process.
You have like a go-to meal, anything like that helped?
Go-to meal, chicken, rice, and potatoes. Can't go wrong with it.
What are some things that you feel like this spring you really work on that's going to help pay off in the fall?
I'd for sure have to say, since I'm a guy that likes to get a lot in the film room, I'd for sure have to say, just understanding the run a little bit more. That's something I feel like I can add to my game that would really, take me to that next level to be one of the top linebackers in the
Do you
nation.
feel like spring kind of gives you the time to really break down more film, whereas in season you're kind of working on like next opponent?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Jeff, I know you're going into year 3, but you played for 2 coordinators, and that's not crazy by any stretch. But there were some guys here who played 3 coordinators in 3 years last season, or 4 and 5 years in the case of guys like Steve or Addison. How much did that play in your assessment, your own perspective in terms of just the results weren't always there for you guys as a defense last season? Was some of that just was hard for some guys? I'm not making excuses, but just some guys, like I say, were in 3 systems in 3 years or 4 and 5 years. That's challenging.
Yeah, it's for sure challenging, and I feel like coaches are always going to come and go. So I feel like for a mental standpoint, it's also a good thing because learning more different systems and learning how other coaches coach, I feel like can also help to the player as well. And then we actually improved in total defense than we were from 2 years ago. So yeah.
Year 1 to year 2 of the Lanning Lupoy defense, how have the points of emphasis changed in spring camp? Or are they the same?
The standard's always going to be held high. Those 2 guys compete. They're always going to go in there with the same energy every day, and they're always going to, want the best out of every single one of our players. So, the standard's always going to be set high, and from our stats last year, we're not satisfied with the stats last year. So it's always going to be room for improvement to get 1% better every day.
Is there anything specific that they've asked you to do to be better this year? Anything that they've told you need to improve on?
Not a whole lot. It's not like little things specifically that they told me that I need to be better at, but just as a whole, looking at myself in the mirror, I've diced up my game and seen what I can get better at as well to help the coaches and help the team.
Here, Tosh has his own language.
He does. He does have his own language. He does. So he actually likes to say "zom" a lot. So "zom" is kind of just like his defensive term for like boomstick or like hit stick or something like that. When he says "zom," that's how you know it's a good day.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know it's a good day.
So how long does it take to learn Tosh?
How long does it? That's a good question. I'll probably have to say a cool 5 minutes. You gonna know who he is. Yeah, you gonna know who he is. You always gonna come with that heated up energy.
But the terminology and his own deal, that's a quick learn, or is that complicated? Or
well, It's not complicated. He just, he's a funny dude. You know what I'm saying? You can talk to him about anything. So, yeah. In the first 5 minutes, you're gonna know what type of guy he is.
What has Jamal brought? I know he's kind of doing a little bit of both, but more with the backers at the moment. What's he brought that much closer to the line of scrimmage and in between the tackles for you guys?
I think he's brought a lot of, DB knowledge to the room as well. He's still learning, still has room to improve, but I think he's doing a great job so far, man. Huge shout out to that dude. I think he's going to be real good.